Hello my friends, I am Sarah. Welcome to Grace in My Space. Today is month 4 update. We're coming up on month 4. And so the last month has been about finishing touches, getting flooring, painting, doing all the fine detail work that goes into prepping a space so that you can do the finishing touches. And I'm really excited to show you some tips and tricks for how to get really good paint lines, for how to get good painted baseboards and window trim. And there's lots of hopefully helpful tips for finishing touches. Let's do it. Now, if you have missed any of my previous home renovation updates, we have been renovating for 4 months, mostly on the main level, but my last update focused on the basement, and this is where I left off. Over the Christmas to New Year's break, we had the drywallers come in, they finished all of the mudding, they smoothed all of the ceilings, and that created an immense amount of dust. But it did modernize the entire basement so much. And then our contractor was able to finish all of the trim work, putting up and piecing back in the paneling that was removed for replacing the new doors in all 3 windows on the opposite side, and creating a finished look once again, preparing the space for paint. This is approximately 800 square feet that needs to be painted, every surface, all of the ceilings, all of the new drywall, all of the old plaster, all of the paneling, baseboards, and trim. So I brought rep painting back in to do the basement while I focused upstairs. My last renovation update for the main level left us with half-finished flooring, and since then they have completed all of the engineered hardwood floors in the main level and all of the tile is done. One of the things that we had to do is only partially complete the wood floors, as we're doing an addition on the right side of the house in the spring. And so we had them leave it staggered so that they could piece it in later. Now all of the trim work can be completed on the entire main level, all of the baseboards can be put in, all of the crown molding can be replaced, and I'm starting to prep for paint. One of the most important parts of painting any kind of trim work, baseboards, window trim, door casings, crown molding, is prepping properly. Make sure and caulk all of the seams and fill all of the nail holes. I even got Addie in on it and she learned quite a bit, and it was really fun to see her take an interest in doing this with me. Our contractor trimmed out everything, including all of the windows, and I spent about 2 weeks prepping and painting all of the trim on the main level here and there through the Christmas break with the kids when I had time. Currently trying to assess the minimal amount of work I can do to make this door look better for the time being, because I just don't want to paint anymore. But it's dirty and nasty, and it's an eyesore, and it's the entire sight line through the house right to this door. So I gotta paint it, even though I just really don't want to. So we're gonna do a little bit until it's summertime and I can actually open the door and paint the jamb, which I can't currently do because it's too cold out, it won't cure right, it'll look awful. And so we're just gonna do the inside trim for now and hope it's a bit of an improvement until it warms up outside. Which means that there's gonna be a lot of tiny detail trimming, which takes a lot of time, but it's totally doable. A little bit of patience. I'm gonna be here for a while. Now, one of the things that I'm really excited to launch is my newest ebook. I have done an ebook in the past, which you could also get in printed form if you would like, and it's all about designing a life, designing your home. The workbook walks you through everything from the beginning of your design stages, inspiration, all the way through to completion. This new ebook is totally focused on paint transformations. How to paint like a pro as a DIYer. And so you can check out all the details, all my best painting tips for anything that you want to paint like a pro. Window trim, baseboards, walls, cabinetry, wood furniture, tile, kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanities, windows. It's all in there. There is a ton of information in this ebook for you. It's linked in the description. Now, while my ebook focuses on all of the things that you need to do to paint properly, I want to tell you a few things right now that you should avoid when you're painting trim. Don't paint unsanded and unprimed raw wood. If you don't sand your wood, it will be rough and hard to clean in the future. And if you don't prime, then you risk tannins bleeding through and the paint will not appear even. Number 2, make sure and caulk all those seams and fill the nail holes to make it look like professional results. Number 3, don't just paint over dirty surfaces. Make sure and clean first or your paint won't adhere well and it will chip or peel off later. Number 4, make sure you're using a high quality trim, cabinet, or door paint in a semi-gloss. It does not work well just to use a regular wall paint for durability on trim pieces. Number 5, don't wipe off all your paint. A lot of times people will over wipe their brush before applying, thinking they're going to avoid drips, but then you're going to deal with brush marks because you're essentially using dry bristles. Number 6, don't oversaturate your brush either, or you will be dealing with a sloppy mess. Number 7, practice holding the brush at the right angle for the piece you're working on. Baseboard tops versus bottoms, sides of windows, tops and bottoms of windows, crown molding, they all actually have a different way that you should hold the brush in order to get the best clean line. Number 8, don't brush against a sharp edge. It will cause drips that you'll have to keep going back to clean up. Instead, brush off the end instead of pulling onto it. Number 9, don't use short, choppy strokes. Use long, smooth strokes to avoid seeing those brush start and stop points. And number 10, don't brush into partially dry paint. You're going to see those brush strokes. Instead, brush only in one direction onto unpainted surfaces. Now let's head into the mudroom. As a reminder, this is the before with our new flooring down, and today I'm going to share a few things that we were able to do, like add the crown molding to the built-in cabinetry and start to prep the walls for new paint. This previously had a chair molding and I am removing all of the caulk that was on the walls before painting. Here goes nothing. Let's just see what it looks like. It's pretty. It's pretty. Now, would this have been ideal to do before these cabinets were here? Yes. Oh well. The red will forever live on behind the cabinetry. I think I'm gonna like it. No more red. Good job, Eddie. The blue is growing on me. I was not sure at first. When the light hits it just right, it's like absolute perfection. And then it gets really bright and I'm not so sure. And then I turn on this overhead light, which has a very bright bulb, and I don't like it. It's a very Carolina blue. I feel like I need to be cheering them on. And so I think I'm gonna stick with it for now, and we're gonna move on to the next step. So it's just got one coat. My piece of furniture is going right here, and around the perimeter of the room, I'm gonna do a really fun reeded chair molding, which I haven't seen before. It's not groundbreaking by any means. It's literally just gonna be 2 5-inch pieces stacked on top of each other for a really thick chair molding for a thick piece of trim. And I think it's gonna look really cool. In my brain, it looks cool. And I'm a very visual person and I can usually envision what I think it's gonna look like in the end. So we'll see if what's in my brain translates to what goes on the walls. Let's paint a second coat and then we'll get the trim up once it arrives. I had to order it. And we'll get a peg rail built, which I'm going to do a full video on for you. And I want to get this piece of furniture right here. I need an outlet. My electrician is installing an outlet for me before we put this piece of furniture in so that I can run a plug through my cabinet to charge my vacuum and my mops without having to have cords everywhere. It's all gonna be hidden. It's gonna be fantastic. This is gonna be my favorite room. I just know it. Just gotta move this massive thingy on my own again. Which is made possible by furniture sliders. I swear, I'm so upset that I didn't know about these like 15 years ago. Your piece just rests on these, and it's as if you can lift 500 pounds on your own without damaging the floors. Now I can paint. Just need a little leverage. Yes. Here we go. Okay. Should just paint every baseboard the same color as the wall. It's so much easier to only have to be careful to trim one spot instead of the top and bottom. Look at this red outlet. They just painted right over them. You can see at least 3 different colors on that outlet. Can't wait to get that replaced. You want to box something with me? It just arrived in the middle of my painting project. But if you are still using scissors to open your boxes, I implore you to purchase this tool. It is the simplest, most ridiculous thing that you don't need, but has dramatically changed my package opening life. And that sounds really dumb and dramatic, but if you are always looking for your scissors because your kids stole them or somebody misplaced them, they don't take this because it's not a scissors and that's not what they need. So it's always where I've left it, and it is the best thing I've done for myself in a very long time. This is like what all the beauty people do. Can you see it better now? So it's super sharp. It goes through cardboard like nobody's business, but it's ceramic. So it's not sharp like a metal box cutter, where I do think it would actually probably cut you if you did this, but to the touch, no. Slice, yeah, probably. But definitely worth the like $13 or something that this was. It's just the right color. I'm gonna get it out though. This is not going well. Is it coming? Okay. Have mercy. That's pretty. Lid stays open on its own. Okay. Look at that. I don't even have to assemble anything. Let me tell you what. This is perhaps the biggest investment I've made in a laundry basket in an extremely long time. It's gonna be worth it. I know it is. And I have a trick for it. Wait until you see. I have quite a few DIYs planned for this room, so stay tuned. It's gonna fit. The question is, how do I get the sliders out once it's back there? That's the question. And my next update coming at you is going to be a bathroom reveal. I cannot wait to share this with you. Stay tuned. I'll see you next time.